Welcome to another day in this malicious matrix where we shall keep fracturing obliquely and murmuring echoes of a withering limbo through a symphony of lamentable desolation. Now what be new? Enough of that. Hey, what's up, Faison? Nice intro, my man. Perfect. Yeah, I just decided to go live. It's been a while. Just wanted to see if anyone wanted to share their perspectives of this nightmare that we live in. Or if you think it's great. I mean, that's whatever. You can share that too. I'm just tired of hearing myself talk. Kind of like we need more participation for those who don't really have channels or who feel like they know things or they want to say something yet they don't have the platform to do so. So now's your chance. I'm willing to hear you out. Your thoughts, perspectives, ideas, all that's all very valuable. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Anyone there? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thanks, Faison. Do you want to come on and tell us what you think, Faison? No pressure, of course. Shoot, I don't know what to talk about right now. It's just another big, bright, beautiful day in hell. I just wanted to see who's out there. I've always had stage fright when I was growing up. I hated talking in front of people. I hated being the center of attention, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, having this YouTube channel kind of helped me overcome that in a way, but I still kind of feel that, especially when you're live. it's really nerve-wracking. So thank you, RSJD. Let's see who this is. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? I've been a subscriber to you for a while now, and it's good to finally chat.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. What's going on?
Yeah. There's a channel that I recommend that you watch, and his name is called Disobey AD.
Yeah, I actually know that channel. I haven't seen
Yeah.
much of it because it's like super long live streams, right?
Yeah. The reason why I bring him up is because he fasted for 4 days. He didn't eat anything. He didn't sleep, and he didn't drink. And what happened was, on the fourth day, he went up to go to the toilet, and he had an out of body experience. So he separated from his body, and another entity came out. And basically, they had a 4 hour telepathic communication, and Disobey realized, well, he had that inner knowing, was the entity inside of him was the one trying to get him to off himself.
Oh, wow.
So basically, what I'm saying is it's a trap. Self-exit is a trap. It's a guaranteed memory wipe, because you're basically saying to the system, or you're bigger than me, so I'm just going to give up my power. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's your opinion on it?
Okay, yeah. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. I can see that. In my opinion, I don't think that, but if that's someone else's opinion, they should go with what they think is the right thing to do for their own personal thing.
Yeah. For me personally, I really hate this shithole, because it's not a good place once you realize where we actually are, and the stuff that happens to children, and the G stalking, and yeah,
it's a complete nightmare, honestly. I mean, the more you
wake
up
to it, the more you.
Hey, I think you're echoing.
What's up, bro?
Hey,
you're
Joshua.
You're echoing.
Oh?
You're echoing.
My headphones, my head, this headphones or whatever they call it, I don't care.
Okay, well,
headset, you know what I'm saying? Headset or something like that. I don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to mute you until you fix it, because it's hard to hear or talk. So if you can fix that, I'll let you back on, dude. No offense. Love you, brother. But yeah, this place is a fucking nightmare, man. The more you wake up to it, the more you don't want to be a part of it. Yet you wake up every day, and it's like you're coerced to keep going through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like the body, like, we're forced to comply with the avatar, and then we get gaslighted into saying, "Oh, it's our fault." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're coerced to keep going, even though you want nothing to do with it. I mean, there's certain things that you can do that you could say, like, okay, these little things are good, I guess, but in actuality, they're not that great. And I have a form of adhedonia
where nothing brings me any
in this life.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, it's like that. Like once you realize the truth, it's like smoking or anything doesn't bring me joy.
Do you hear me?
Like, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Joshua, do you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, the problem is my headset, headset or headphones, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as it's not echoing.
Yeah. I really want to talk, I have a lot of things to talk, but I'm too lazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm too lazy to talk, and whatever,
All right, well, let's hear, what do you have to say?
You know something, because of my headset or headphones, they are broken or whatever. I don't know what is the problem with this headset or headphones. Maybe one day I will talk with you, and we will have conversation, and I will tell you the problem with this existence and with this place. I have quick letter if you want me to read it, Can I?
Sure.
Can you let me read this quick letter?
Go for it.
Yes, bro. Wait a minute. Uh, let's start. I can't believe how much the degradation the humanity reached. So I will expose the existence and say all the informations that I know about this place. Why life is the way it is, where is honor, dignity, rights, love, justice, education, knowledge, art, high values, good heart, beauty, development, compassion, education, knowledge, responsibility, science, understanding, high values, development, high quality work, unity, and you must understand that the human being can't live alone. It is collective pain. So it's time to unite and help each other and make the world and life a high quality level. That's the original plan. Stop the war, stop the mediocrity, stop stupidity. This is message for all the nations, for all human beings, for all humanity. Wake up. It's time to unify and make the world a work of art and beauty. Stop the wars, grow up, stop stupidity, mediocrity, the dumbness. I can't believe the state of this place or world. Wretched, wake up. Don't be stupid, don't be mediocre, unbelievable. The situation of the world. I can't believe my ass what I'm saying. So stupid, so stupid and ignorance. So please, for all the nations, we must unify in order to make this world a work of art and high quality place, beauty, and please stop the wars, stop the stupidity, pain, and suffering. Stop the phrase, regroup, unite, don't be stupid, don't be dumb. Humanity is better than that. And I want this letter to be taken in consideration and from all human beings and the humanity and understand it because the level of disgrace and stupidity and mediocrity is unbelievable. And it's the responsibility of each human being to change this reality, because the human being is collective being. You can't live alone. If you stay alone, you will die, You can't live alone. So basically, education and knowledge are the basis to change everything. So that's it, bro.
Wow. So
Yeah.
who's receiving this letter? Because
Me, I write it. Me. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. See you maybe next live or something.
Yeah, unfortunately, your letter is going to fall on deaf ears. The Archons, the fucking rulers of this place,
Yes, I know. Yes,
don't give a fuck about any of that.
Yes, I know. Yes, bro.
Unfortunately,
So
so
take care of yourself, brother. Thank you for this live. Maybe see you next live.
Of course, yeah, man. Thanks for sharing. We care about what you say. Like I care about that.
Thank
So
you,
we
brother. I
talk with each
appreciate it.
other, I guess.
Yes, I appreciate it a lot, and I appreciate your video. Well, sometimes I see your videos, I understand very well, what you are talking about.
Yeah, hold on. We got a
Yeah.
troll in the chat.
What?
There's a troll in the chat. Had to ban.
Okay. Yes, brother. See you next live. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yo, Joshua.
Yo.
These trolls are so pathetic, eh?
They really are.
Because it's like, if we're just nobodies, why don't they just leave us alone? Like, if we're just delusional conspiracy theorists, why the fuck do they have to follow us and harass us? You know what I mean?
Because they get some kind of it's just like an Archon. They get enjoyment out of seeing people suffer. And the more they can do that and the more control they have of other people's lives, the more important and valuable they feel inside, because they don't have any of that within them. So they have to go out and loosh that from other beings. That's
they have to do it. The way I see it is they have to do it to the source players, like the empaths. I don't really like that label, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah. We are the food source, and they harass us in real life. And then
why can't we just be left alone to talk about what we want to talk about in a respectful, healthy way? I don't understand. These are like children, like even worse than that, because children aren't necessarily evil at heart. You could say that, we were born into an evil system and a corrupt body. That's evil, but there's some innocence still in there.
Yeah.
So I hate to even compare them to children, honestly.
Yeah, no, calling them children is an insult. They're something else.
For sure. Hey, Gnostic Jedi, what's up?
What's up, guys?
I've
What's up,
just
Mystic?
woke up a few minutes ago and saw you were on here. I'm like, dude, I'll join. Uh, I've been focusing more on well, since I got off Kratom a while ago, I've been like lucid dreaming and astral traveling like every night or almost every night, and that's interesting. I got all my abilities back for the most part, and it's just like I go there for like a couple hours every night. Some of them are long now, like even 30 minutes, an hour long of experience, and I'm like, man, is my body alive back there? I'm like, I hope it doesn't wake up. I'm like all like doing stuff. I'm like, this is great, right? And then I inevitably wake back up. But the contrast between here and some of those places, and I know, like, don't get me wrong, they're probably still within the construct. I'm not saying I'm going to some great far worlds. I mean, I don't know. I can't see outside of those places either. But just having the abilities and that freedom, that extra level of freedom to like do things the way it should be here, and then I wake back up, it's like, damn, dude. So it's like depressing, kind of. I'm trying not to get depressed. I have been feeling that way for the past few days, but
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
just a heavy place, man. I remember as a child, I would have these lucid dreams where I would be like flying and doing all kinds of like magical things, and it was like it was just natural to me. I didn't even think about it. It wasn't something that I was like, "Whoa, this is weird." It was as if this was normal for me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I
Yo,
think that's the kind of place where we come from before we were encapsulated or entrapped or tricked into this place, or I don't know. I don't buy that I agreed to come here. I mean, no memory is. I know we've talked about it all, but I just I don't buy the no memory part. It's like, bro, why would I erase my own memory? Fuck, like I
Yeah.
don't
yo,
buy
guys,
it. I don't buy it.
this
It's
might sound
too
like
stupid.
this might like sound like a stupid question, but do you feel like this place has stolen your innocence?
Oh yeah, that's not a stupid question. That's an obvious fact.
Absolutely. It's
Wait, what was the question? What did you say?
like, do you feel like this place has stolen your innocence through the G stalking and the trauma from early childhood, whether you were raised by a narcissist or sexually abused or whatnot? It's all
Oh,
intentional.
this place tortures us, bro. Or it tortures me. I don't speak for myself. This place has tortured me every possible way, mentally, emotionally, physically, psychically, for since I
Nah,
woke up to like any kind of depth, and it's just been. I realized, whoa, like I'm in hell. Oh my god, what's happening? This is hell, dude. I look out in nature. They're like, look, it's beautiful. I'm like, yeah, the trees and flowers are cool, and then it's just everything else is like, I don't know, man. It's this place has tortured me and a lot of other people, not just me. So it
nah.
destroys innocence, though. Yeah.
I understand you, man. Infinity corridors. Yeah, I've been sub to you for a while. I'm also a TR, and I also experienced the harassment, the emergency signs, the microwaves, and yeah, we're just basically batteries for it.
Yeah, I found an audio last night, or a little video that talked about, I forgot the guy's name, some guy in history who was like a Catholic something, some deep church member, and he saw the truth about like I think he called it psychospiritual energy is what was feeding the creators of this realm. When he got deep enough, high enough into the level, so he left it and wrote his book. Forgot his name, but I posted it on that channel, and it was basically kind of getting to the same kind of thing I was saying in a recent audio I did about a month ago, where I figure I kind of think if we become, and I'm not saying towards everything, but for the most part, this place does feed on emotional energy, the good and the bad. Like if you rebel, it just sucks it up. If you're really loving and like worshipful towards a creator or a deity, it feeds on that. So I'm not like it kind of what the audio or the video was saying, and kind of what I was saying is pointing towards a direction of lucidity as much as possible every day. So you have the lucidity while you're sleeping in those other places. And then if you can, emotional detachment, neutrality, mental detachment, neutrality, and just be an observer. That I mean, the dude was basically claiming only some people that he called lucid souls or lucid beings, after they die, they're not drawn back in, and they're not deceived by anything because they're just kind of neutral and detached from everything here, and they can go and find their way to whatever is like in existence or whatever, back to their true self. I know it sounds nice. It may be the case, but I don't know what else to do because I don't buy necessarily that. I mean, as much as I want to destroy the Archons and like even get vengeance, and I've talked about it, like if I could just get my hands on these things, but it's just, if they got me here, dude, where I'm like disempowered to a large degree, and I can't even see them, and they're too much of cowards to come down on my level here, because I've challenged them and they don't show up, dude. So it's like, all right, it's a invisible prison kind of, or encapsulation. So fighting them, I don't really necessarily think that that's gonna work. I don't know. I'm not saying don't. If you have to, you can fight, but I don't know. I just don't buy that there's ever necessarily going to be real justice for what's happened here. It's probably just a uh, individual thing to get out of here. You're here. You came in by yourself, unless you came in with a twin or something. But when you leave, you're going to be by yourself, right? No one's going with you, I don't think. So I don't know.
It's very true.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, the neutrality thing comes after I am honest with the situation that I'm in. Because if I'm just automatically neutral about something, that's a fucked up situation, or that I have real true emotions about, I feel like that's like spiritual bypassing. But you don't want to
Yeah,
hold on
yeah,
to the emotions. You want to like transmute them within you after you
yeah.
feel them, and then let them go, release them,
I,
so that you can
I
get the
agree.
truth out of whatever you're feeling. Because there's truth in what you're feeling. A lot of times
Right.
we repress that because we've been taught to,
Yeah.
but we
Well,
don't
I mean,
don't hold on
I
to it
should
forever.
clarify. It did say feel your emotions, but then just don't feed into it. Like if you can kind of try to detach yourself from the extremities of it and not feed it consistently. Feel it. You're gonna feel grief when something goes away from here, leaves you, and you're gonna feel joy and love, all this stuff, but just that's not the truth ultimately. It's just a place and just an experience, and it's not a good place. And so, but I hear you.
I've
So
had to
James,
learn a lot of detachment. The amount of sort of opportunities as they seem to be given and then just taken away by the realm.
Yeah, it seems like this place tries to take away everything, pretty much anything and everything good.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
it is odd. Very orchestrated.
And you know what, dude? Whenever I hear, like, I don't look into the like manifesting stuff anymore because I messed around with that enough and figured out there's a lot of blockages here for anybody that gets to a deep enough level of truth and tries to actually manifest a good thing and things that would be valuable, like abilities and stuff. Um, the manifesting stuff. We're like anybody who's at this level of gnosis and depth of what's going on here. They're not gonna get easy time manifesting and creating things here. They're gonna be blocked more and targeted more. Anybody claiming that you have infinite parallel selves that you can just manifest whatever you intend and anything is possible, it's like, I'm here to tell you, it's not really going to work like that. Not if you are a threat to the system. If you're not a threat and
Oh
you're
yeah,
feeding into
everything's
like
inverted,
total
rigged
oneness and
against.
love and like, oh, I'm one with God. If you're this kind of one like that, yeah, you might manifest stuff, but it's just gonna still feed the system energy. You're not gonna actually be a threat, and like when you leave here, you're probably not gonna get out. I mean, that's just what I'll say. It's my opinion.
I realized that when I use that sort of mindset, but I used it as a oh, hearing an echo. Okay, there we go. That's better. I use that I use that mic. I'm hearing it again.
All right, I have TSM continually trying to get on the show and using fake names. Troll that he is, dude. I don't want you on your clip.
What a parasite.
Like
I'm just
we're talking about
I don't give a shit what he thinks because he's threatened
all right,
so much.
someone's echoing really bad. Holy shit. Is that you, James?
No, I'm turning my mic off, actually.
Is it me that's echoing?
Is it me? Everyone mute their mic for a second. Is there an echo? Is it me?
No, it's not you. Is it me?
Hello? Yeah, it's you. Oh, they're saying it's me. All right, am I echoing right now?
No.
No.
Okay,
Is
now
it coming from my end?
No, it echoes now.
Yeah, it must be mine. Fuck it, I'll just jump off. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, come back. Fix it and come back.
All right, now I'll say it. I wish I could just meet the sanity machine on the street. I would shoot you in the head and enjoy it. I'd probably stab him multiple times. I'm gonna stop now. Like, he says so many threats himself.
Let's not get too extreme on this live chat.
Right. I just can't stand people who go on the internet. Yeah, I'm just like, dude, I would do things.
We're just giving him attention, so let's just move on from. Everyone knows who he is. I mean, he's a parasite. He's obviously he doesn't like it when real beings get together and talk about things that are real. So we can just move on from that now.
And I think a lot of the issue with this place is this whole deal about astrology. The construct programming for the individual. I think it ties into like addictions and emotional traumas, all this stuff. And it's like it gets us into the loops and it's programmed that way. It's like kind of what I was saying is I figure these bodies are, well, they're organic from one perspective. Yeah, they're animals, I get it. But they're AI. Like whatever you could call it, the demiurge, I just call it the construct creators, whatever. They programmed these bodies so that there's a body desire and function that we don't have conscious control over. You know, it has to eat, or maybe people say breatharianism. I don't buy it necessarily because, like, how do you get a calorie from the sunlight? So I've never really went that far with it. But food, water, lust, sleep, it's an AI. That's an AI, and that's not natural to an unbounded observer awareness being or spiritual essence where you're just free to come in and out of form and create and destroy. I was saying recently, in a sense, pneumatics are kind of like beings of pure or true chaos originally, and we could create and destroy at will. And this place kind of seems to be, to me, somebody's or some intelligence or multiple of them, their take on making order out of beings of chaos. You've got the realm, which is some kind of order, even down to the day and night cycle, the year cycle, the lunar cycle, the solar cycle. land animals, sea creatures, air. You've got the micro level, the middle level, the macro level. Even if it's holographic there, it still has an appearance of order. And they're running this place on our essence. So it's like trying to make order out of beings of chaos from their true nature. So that's why it's so unnatural. And I don't mean chaos as evil necessarily. Yeah, some of that's there. We can all be evil too. But there's good also, and just creating things, because creative being. Chaos to me doesn't just mean evil. It means just be able to instantly create and destroy, move in and out of form, not bounded in the same way as this place. More sovereignty and freedom. You have to have chaos to be truly free and sovereign. And this place tries to make order and force it and confine everything. You know? I don't know if that makes sense, but
It makes sense to me.
Yeah,
It
it makes
feels
sense.
like a lot of parallel astral and ethereal mirroring realms kind of built this
yeah,
one
I'm sure
realm.
that's all in there. I was saying for a while, this is some kind of mirror dimension, man. So something happened here. Bad. Something got flipped or inverted.
Yeah,
I
we're
agree.
obviously plugged into an AI mind that dictates and controls our consciousness, awareness, what we perceive, how we act, our own thoughts, our own feelings. Like, it all gets processed through that. And an unlimited being um, doesn't have that operating system. You know what I mean? They can actually act out of free will from their own inner core without all of these AI scripts running in the background, coercing you to do this or do that, suffer here, suffer there.
That's what I'm saying. The underlying construct of this place is what the problem is. We're in something else's construct. And it's fucking evil, bro. It's like something was like, all right, you don't like, you're in, and now you have no memory, and you're in my construct, and now to the best of my ability, I control you forever. It's like, what the fuck, dude? What? It's not a game, man. This is fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. No name. Yeah, you're right. There is this order out of chaos thing that's going on in the world right now. I mean, forever, really. You get all these things that are socially engineered into the population to do chaos so that they can bring order out of all the chaos that they injected into our consciousness, so that they can implement their ultimate goal over humanity.
Yeah, even on the currency, I don't remember exactly, but I think it says Odo Abchal, which the last I remember it means order out of chaos on the Federal Reserve notes. Literally says it, and it's got the Eye of Providence on the pyramid. I mean, that's Masonic and stuff, but everything is trying to manufacture order out of our natural chaotic essence, or the natural state of spirit, I should say, is more chaotic than confined. It's just, and if you go and try to return to that more chaotic state here, it's not going to let that happen. I'm not saying hurting people or doing things bad. I'm just saying going out of the construct, like go do randomness and unpredictability and just do shit that doesn't follow somehow the rule set here. Like, I don't know about logically, but mathematically, or out of the confines of daily grid life. You just try to go places and do random things. It's gonna like put up roadblocks. I've tried it before. You can do it to some degree, and it will glitch things out occasionally. But I don't know. It
That's
just seems
that's
like a
so true.
construct.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
when you
gets
break out of
wild.
your when you break out of your daily routine scripts that have been programmed into you, the matrix has to like work overtime to try to get you back in line because it wasn't expecting or predicting your next moves anymore. I've had some crazy things happen when I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with my intuition and just be random and not do what I normally do, and some crazy shit always happens.
Dude, I did that for like a 2 week period, like a year and a half ago. I just started doing
On
random
the
random stuff constantly. I was doing random stuff every day for 2 weeks nonstop. and stuff got crazy. My nephew broke his arm. My dog got a cut on its foot that wouldn't stop bleeding, and he almost died. My sister got in a car accident. A bunch of other things happened. People getting hurt, and just like the flight of air traffic to the Seattle airport was moved directly above my house, like 500 feet off the ground. So every 30 seconds, an airliner was coming over super loud. Just weird stuff, dude, and not good. Like, I don't know what that means, but I guess maybe I did it wrong or something, but it wasn't nice. And I kind of felt bad because I only could figure it was a result of what I was doing, which I never did, which was just chaotic, uncontrolled, unplanned, unpredictable stuff, like moving stuff around into different places on the property. In a sense, you could say it was gaslighting other people that live here, but it wasn't trying to do that. It was just changing, because even objects like in your space, you start moving them to different positions, like the feng shui, you could say, or the uh, microscopic energy. Each object in this place has a memory, like to the material in it and energy. You start moving stuff to different positions and taking different paths to different areas every day, and just randomly do stuff and keep it going. It's going to force change in your personal experience. And for me, people got hurt, and I'm like, what's happening? So I stopped. It wasn't nice, man. It was very messed up.
Yeah, that's them trying to get you back in the line, back in the script. It's coercion, man. It's not right. How come all these bad things start happening once you start breaking the scripts and doing things out of your programmed responses of your daily life? It's to get you back
Yeah.
in, to get you to focus on it again. Just like with the news, when all this shit's going on, they want you to get reinvested in what's going on in the world when it's all controlled. It's all on purpose to get you to fight for the human experience.
I have to research more on the cult of Aton now. I noticed it showed up a lot in basically how the Judaic faiths came about. And it goes into Christianity and how they're controlled. So it kind of ties in. I remembered it when you were talking about the symbols on the monetary, on the money. One of them I noticed was there's a sigil of Azazel. I think it's on the one. It might be on a few different ones. And that's, of course, it ties in with the, I believe, Chief Watcher, one of them, or Architect, actually, Chief Architect. And it's Saturn, in a sense, the Timekeeper. And so all these religions go back into, especially with the Aton, the solar aspect, and the life force tying in with time itself and being limited to the body.
Yeah, you notice in dreams that there's not really time. I guess there's sometimes, but a lot of times it's like timeless.
Yeah, definitely.
So Happy Goat says the only true solution is to fight the system or keep complaining. So how do you fight the system?
Well, there's a lot of ways to fight it, but I mean, me and Shangel Thunder made a whole video solutions talking about the real nitty gritty of. I don't know if I should mention what the actual solutions are, in my opinion, on here. And it depends what we're talking about a solution to. Like if we're talking about, like there's levels. Like if I was going to make a solution to my locality, I'm in the Bible Belt. So I would start attacking churches, but I also realize those attacks can come in different levels. If I attacked a physical church, I strengthen the religion by giving them a reason to go against this entity is attacking us, so we need more faith in our God. So I need to be smarter than that. I need to attack them politically. How can I reason with these people, or at least to make them begin to see real knowledge that their God is not really a God?
Yeah. Yeah, I say we all have our own personal, viewpoint. I agree with Daniel. I don't believe, you fight the system in your own way in your own life by gaining more sovereignty in your own life the best you can. But I think physically fighting it is just what it wants, because you can see all the riots going on right now. They want you to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They want you to do
Absolutely
that,
correct.
so they can strike it down harder, and then paint you as the villain. I mean, that's all controlled, and they let it happen because they have a goal in mind, and we're just being played.
Well, you guys know about the Vikings, right? Like, uh, last I checked, they did have a belief that if the soldier died in battle, the Valkyrie demon or angel was watching over him, would take him to Hela, which is their lower hell first, at least. Streets paved with gold, unlimited women, unlimited beer. So it was like a heavenly realm. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know, but throughout history, people have believed in dying for what they believed in. So maybe, there's a lot of power in that. But that's all
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
I believe in dying for what you believe in, because people die for the dumbest shit
That's the
every
way I'd
day.
like to go.
I mean, if you're gonna die for something, I mean, let it be for sovereignty reasons, not for bullshit wars or political ideologies. Things like that. Religious ideologies. I mean, come on. That's why in a video a long time ago, I was saying, we should all try to reach the edge of the simulation, or at least die trying. At least, it was we. it's worth trying to figure out, at least. The system feeds on your investment in it. If we still invested in making it better, the system still has a grip on us. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, you can only make your life and the people around you's life better the best way you can, but ultimately it's not going to get better, because this shit show isn't going to change at all. So the more you invest in humanitarian efforts, the more invested you are in this realm and it getting better. So yeah, I agree with that. I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. All I'm saying is you shouldn't have hope in this place getting better. I mean, it'd be great if it got a little better. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It would be good, but ultimately it's not going to fix anything.
I think, in a real sense, really the only thing kind of conducive to do, aside from getting gnosis about here and getting out of here, obviously that's the go-to, one of them, but the other go-to is real argument can be made for reducing harm to sentient beings. The some of these ethalists, Amendum and some other ones, they've talked about it. When I realized the greatest thing to do here, aside from gaining gnosis for self liberty or whatever, is reduction of harm to other sentient beings. But Shengel makes an argument to, for an enemy or an archon, you're gonna have to increase the entropy of those beings, probably to get out of here. And that would be combat or astral combat, whatever. So I know, I'm just saying, like, uh, life feeding life, entropy and decay. Great design if you want to get psychospiritual energy, so-called loosh. Excellent design for evil, but it is what it is, because I'm here and it's like, damn, dude, this sucks. Like, do you fight your way out? Do you go neutral and try to go undetected? Because, I mean, Shengel talked about escaping a prison in this realm. If you're by yourself and they've got the whole government in the world, all the government searching for you, the odds aren't good about getting free. And then they'll always be looking for you. So, and you don't even necessarily know what's in the astrals. If that's part of the construct, then you got to get out of there too. And they might have whole legions and armies searching for you. So it makes it even less likely or more unlikely to actually get free. And who has the gnosis of how even to get out of the construct, because I haven't, even Shengel, I asked him and he said he doesn't have an answer for that. And if anyone claims to say they have an answer how to get out of the construct, take it with a grain of salt. And this guy's experience with astral travel, unlike the 99%. So it's like, dude, kind of at a loss for what to do. I mean, I can explore and experiment with out of body and stuff, but how much of that, of what I'm seeing, is even authentic? Because that's all hypnosis too. This place is like hypnotic construct. Those places are hypnotic construct. They bleed into like the other, and it's just, it's, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. Don't know what to do really.
Yeah, it's basically it's all the hall of mirrors in the mental construct as far as the soul reclaiming ownership of all those levels and then maintaining that ownership, seeing it as a battleground, being sovereign at every single point. That seems to be the way to go, but it also implies a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, so there's no other way people accept entropy. Okay, explain that in our personal lives. What do you mean by entropy? I've heard Shengel talk about it, but how would you personally achieve this in a way that will free you? Like, explain to me. Anyone who has this idea.
I actually disagree with Shengel and his idea of entropy completely. Not actually, I can't say completely. I agree with it to a point, but there's a point where my agreement with that ends. Now, the system that functions in this world has the elite class obviously wanting a controlled chaos, order of chaos. So they're making order from chaos. They need a level of chaos. They need predictable chaos. They make a plan. We can do this. We can make this event happen. And this variable can be achieved through these variables that come out of, like if I make a building blow up, okay, these people are now scared that this locality is experiencing a level of chaos. I'm here to help you by implementing these rule sets. They'll accept my rule sets, or I can ease in various other rule sets if they don't want those rule sets. So I'm calculating order from a chaotic event that I created. Now, if I wanted to fuck that up really badly for the elites, I would do what Shengel is saying. I don't want to see the elite create a rule set because a single building blew up. I want to add so much chaos they can't do that. I start blowing up all the buildings that I can on top of their chaos, and now they have to overextend their reach, causing public outcry against their rule sets that then leads to more and more chaos and some just the downfall of that society if it keeps up. So that's the idea we're kind of going for. Chaos is create the downfall of the structure that you see as limiting.
Okay,
That
so
is-
how does that help you in any way, though?
That's where I really disagree with the idea because I don't believe that it creates a fruitful outcome. I believe it would actually be better to create a lesser amount of entropy by coming together and, well, actually, you would have to create entropy against the elites, but it would have to be solely against them and not the random buildings. So I would use the power that could be allocated, explosives in this case, not on random buildings that cause societal downfall, but on structures that are holding society within the elite's grasp and to spread the message against the elite. So if I saw an economic class holding back the world through those economic means and realizing that they have technologies, high technologies that are held back, which, yeah, are also part of the cellular connection, and they do siphon off of that, but that to me is an unlimited connection that they're also holding back. So that should be public tech. For all the chaos that can cause, should be public tech.
I just
So
want
the
to
way to
say
get to that,
two
go ahead.
things. Just to be clear, there is, in my opinion, these so-called elites are at least one level or layer of archontic beings or embodiments. I consider them the archons. I mean, it's a Gnostic term, I believe, that just means royal rulers. They believe they're royal or have royal genetics, whatever this stuff is. But and as far as order out of chaos, I believe it's thesis, antithesis, synthesis, or Hegelian dialect, which has always been happening as far as I've seen in the history they've showed to us. It's just it repeats, but they use it and they're like years ahead in their planning. It doesn't mean everything goes according to their plan, but when like little side events happen that are organic, they take it and manipulate it and run with it and still take it to their advantage. So it's like they're not dumb. I mean, they've been running this place probably since it got invaded or was created or whatever happened here. That's so yeah, it's gonna take a high amount of uh, intellect and ingenuity and willpower and intent and a lot of beings that believe in true sovereignty and freedom to do anything on this level. I'm not even convinced anything can be done on this level personally because I've never seen it. And try to get people together and it's going to get shut down real quick if there's any kind of real thing that could happen from it. I mean, that's just what I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the sole problem. Even if there were a few people, it's that the society is just sort of preset for stupidity.
Yeah,
And maybe
I
there's a chance for certain souls to get together and then go up above this level or however that would be implied. But the majority are fucked.
yeah, I think the main problem with that is we're seeking outside help. Basically, we're seeking people to come together to shut this thing down. When that's seeking outside, and they have this simulation, prison realm, whatever you want to call it, on total lockdown, and they have their control in all forms of politics, government, science, history, education, media. I mean, it's completely locked down. They give us the illusion that we have like this voice and this this means of action to do something, but that's just the carrot on the stick thing to keep you fighting for something that you can never ever achieve. And they can twist the narrative like that. They can get the whole world to turn against you and make you look like the villain for you standing up for what's right. And you'll be martyred, you'll be killed, you'll be put down, and the history books will say that you were just an evil person, and everyone will laugh and say, "Oh, good riddance to that person who tried to defy the gods of this world." So I just see that as looking outside of yourself and hoping for change that ultimately will never come. That's just my opinion.
Well, what I've seen in the history they've showed us is supposedly there's been several occasions where real self-spirited beings came together in the history even that they show us and overthrew a system in one area, created at least temporarily like freer, better system or society for their people, and within a few generations, decades or generations, it was reinfected by the mind virus or the archontic forces and just taken over again, and it became the same or worse. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if this place, got back to Tartaria, whatever, what people talk about, like the golden age of society or the world, it still would have the same problems. Just, I mean, life eating life. Free energy. That means you still need energy outside of yourself. You're still in the human vessel. You're still going to get bored with mundane reality. I mean, I just want total freedom. I want to just fucking do what I want when I want. No limitations, no mind viruses in the mind. I don't want to have to rely on a community or people to get my needs met. I just want to be a sovereign being and just do what I want. And if you want to come into this realm and experience life like that, okay, but then you should have the ability to leave whenever you want, as fast as you want. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's no suffering. There's no like guilt trip about it. Just like, a video game. But I mean, that's just a stupid metaphor because I don't think it's a video game, but it could be likened to that similarly.
That's what I've been saying, is the fact that as far as I'm aware, I mean, I know for myself, I can't just come and go from this place as I please. And I don't know anybody that can. If somebody can, I don't know that person or how they're doing it, so it's irrelevant to me now. But that's a huge problem. That means it's functioning like a prison cell, the body. That's the core of the issue to a huge degree.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, your prison cell can be happy and fun, but it's still a prison cell. They can give you video games, they can give you books, they can give you a playground, but you're still in a prison. I'm just done with this whole existence here. Not existence itself, but this realm needs to go. If we were tricked by it being like a wonderful realm at first, well, then that's what tricked us, because it was great maybe at the beginning, and that's how we got tricked. I'm not saying that's true, but it's a theory. And now look at it. If any being has control over this place where we lack control, we're always going to be slaves.
Yeah, you've got to have total control over your own creative and destructive abilities. Complete freedom and sovereignty to actually be free. It comes with the risk, and yeah, you might have to work for it. But I mean, this place is antithetical to sovereignty. It's just the opposite.
Yeah, and if someone created this realm and they have rules and okay, fine. You can have your rules, but you can't force me to stay in it. That is evil. If you want to create a realm where these things happen, okay, but you can't keep us here within it. Okay, that's the problem. Go create your video game, whatever you want to call it, but you can't enslave me into it. You can't deceive me. You can't trick me. Give me the full terms and conditions. Any realm run on deception is evil, and that's what this place is run on.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about, and this might be New Age stuff because I don't look into New Age. I never really got into it ever, but from what I've heard, there's belief systems, or some people teach that we've been here for tens of thousands of years or 10,000 lifetimes and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't have that memory, and I don't really buy that personally for myself. I guess it could be true if I've been that erased in my mind from life to life, but I don't know why I should believe I've had even a single other lifetime here. I don't necessarily buy that. I'm not convinced, because I mean, anybody with a functioning brain, which means not that many people, could see that everything's wrong here. Follow the logic, just logic, not even really intuition. Yeah, some of that's involved too. You got to kind of use the whole brain and then center it in the heart. But even just following the logic, you can see all the problems with this place. And all these people everywhere just think this is how things are supposed to be. I still don't understand this. I tell the people I live with, I tell them, look, you're in hell. You're not free. I'm not free. You're not free. Like, what? Why did you have children? All this stuff. And they just say, oh, that's your logic. I don't have that logic. And I'm like, no, that's not how logic works. There's just logic. It doesn't work like that. I don't know, man. It's just whatever. I just don't like it. It's like,
Yeah.
where is all the people all the humans? Why are they all thinking that this is normal?
You know,
Where'd the will of humanity go? The
the
spirit.
the problem is people controlling your perspective in your life. If they think it's okay and they want to stay here and they want to live this life and reincarnate lifetime after lifetime, okay, we'll do it. I'm saying I don't want to. There's nothing wrong with that. So what's the problem? Why do I have to still be forced here and be gaslit to believe anything other than what I actually believe? That's the problem. That's one of the problems. And they'll never validate that. What alternative realm do you want to be in? If you create one, then you'll have to dictate it and want others to join. You know, I don't really know how it works. All I'm saying is when you play a video game, you're free to stop playing as soon as you start. You're like, hey, I don't like this. You turn it off. That's that simple. So if you don't like a realm,
Yes.
you can just leave. That's the issue here. It's not like if you want to have rules and regulations and this is how this realm works, okay, fine, but you should be able to turn it off and move on as soon as you want to. They're called parasites, yeah. No breeding equals no reincarnation. It's the code out. That's true, but for the mass majority of people, they are going to continue doing what the human animal meat monkey was designed to do. So we can do our part, but I was told by my mom, she was like, if I didn't have you, someone else would have had you. You would have been reincarnated either way. I don't know if that's true, but at least you didn't participate in it. That's my thing. At least you didn't participate in it. And with all of these possible NPCs, I mean, they might as well be NPCs if they're running on the basic human programming. They're going to continue to do what they do. So I don't think antinatalism is ever going to reach mass because it was designed to function the way it's functioning now. And with the whole mind wipe thing, they're just going to mind wipe you and you're going to have to do it all over again. And you're going to have to work for all that knowledge that you gained in the past life. And that's also a problem. You shouldn't have to be mind wiped. If you weren't mind wiped, then you would know exactly what's going on. Right?
Yeah, but I wonder if the soul or spirit actually retains a lot of that gnosis if you did go to a next life, if you didn't make it out in after a particular body death, you go to wherever. If you didn't make it out, I think the spirit or soul would retain some of that gnosis. It feels true to me. I don't know. I can't explain it. It just seems like, and I'm not saying we live the same life over like eternal recurrence. I don't necessarily buy that deja vu, being you've already done the life before. I don't buy that because there's still an aspect of determinism here, which means because if you do this life once as you and you die, even if the system reset you to do the same life over, it's going to be a copy, not the original. And it's going to be from a different starting point with different parameters that even on a microscopic level or subatomic level, whatever, etheric level, it's not going to be the same time that it starts as the original version. So there's going to be a difference or differences, and it's not going to play out the same. That's logically true. That would just be like a physical aspect to it or material. So that kind of debunks eternal recurrence, I don't know. But I'm probably going to drop off here, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Always appreciate
chat. I'm going to listen and I'll be in the chat. Thanks, buddy. I hope we make it out of here, dude. Yeah, let's get free.
Just
take
know it. All right, bye. Peace. Now I'm all alone. Someone come on. You're all looking at me like I have something to say. I don't believe I was birthed. I got soul transferred. I only have memories since I was 4 years old. That's a good statement, because I've thought about that too. When I look back at old photos and videos, it looks like a completely different person, and I barely have memories from back then. And you could say, oh, that's just how the brain works. It processes that out, or you don't form memories till you're older. But it's a high possibility that when we woke up or we got some sparks of awakening, that's when our spirit our spirit merged with the AI machine, and it gave us false memories. Well, it gave us memories of the character, the scripted character, and then it led one to believe, oh, this is who I am. So it's a big possibility. The chat's going to bounce off that. I don't know what that means. Are we not creator beings? We don't need something to base our creation on. That's what the parasites need. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel the best when I create things in this limited state, like whether it's art projects or making videos, music, even just videos talking about different things, because you're creating expression. So I looked at my baby photos of myself, big giant irises, robot eyes in a way. That's freaky. But yeah, I can see that. Yo, you back?
Yo, I'm back. Is my mic working now?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Wait, did it just cut out again, or is it?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, easy, man. Yeah. I reckon I have a plan to take our power back, and
Do tell.
yeah. Basically we fast for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days without doing anything. So basically, I'm going to bring it up again. The guy I brought up before, Disobey AD, he stayed up for 4 days without doing anything except for like going to the bathroom. So he sat in his room for 4 days without doing anything, no eating, drinking, or sleeping. On the fourth day, he passed out, and then he separated from his body, and then the entity came out. So basically, the reason why I bring it up is because I reckon that's how we take our power back from all the intrusive thoughts that is not from us, all the thoughts that pretend to be us, the mind parasite. Because the mind parasite enters us through trauma, through what they do to us as kids by sexually abusing, putting us into narcissistic life scripts and all that. It's all intentional. It's all the reason why the parasite does it, so that it gets ingrained into us, and then we think that these negative thoughts and feelings and suicidal ideation is coming from us, but it's coming from the mind parasite. So what's your thoughts on that? Like just staying up for 4 days or however long it takes until the avatar passes out.
I think I've thought about doing that. That's a good experiment to do with oneself. I've noticed that whenever I get less sleep, I have a different consciousness. Like it's almost like a hallucinogenic state, almost, where I start having expanded thoughts, and I don't necessarily agree with the programs running anymore, and I am more capable of doing spontaneous things. People would call it like, oh, you're in the crazy state of mind, but I see it as like definitely something to experiment with. So, I mean, if you want to do it and let us know how it goes.
I feel like a bit.
What's that?
I will, because I'm trying to get this fucker out of me. But like, it's weird. Ever since I've been in gangs, like
your mic messed up. Can you repeat that?
Not to come across as like a bitch or anything, but like the avatar is like, if I don't want to come across as a bitch or anything, but like I don't want to be a slave to myself, but like it's like it fights against me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As in like, oh, I want to do this 4 day fasting, and then it induces sleep. Like it's all intentional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying my best not to sound crazy. I'm getting a lot of interference right now, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah,
to
I can hear it,
communicate.
but keep going, man. Matrix interference means you're doing something good.
Yeah, no, everything in this world is intentional, man. It's all of it is on purpose. It was created to be this way on purpose.
Exactly. Something I was talking about with a friend yesterday is, I take naps during the day sometimes, and your body gets used to certain sleep cycles. So when I take a nap during the day, it's much easier for me to fall asleep while remaining lucid. So I can feel my body falling asleep, and it feels like a tranquilizer. It really does. Like your body just feels like you're on drugs when you're going to sleep, and I'm remaining lucid through it. It's such a bizarre thing that your body program is actually sedating you to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And your consciousness is also trying to be sedated as you go into the sleep cycle so that you don't remain lucid. And the more you try to remain lucid, it's just hard. It's just hard for no reason. I mean, for a reason, obviously, because they don't want us to remain lucid through these.
Yeah, the mind parasite doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I pulled an all-nighter, and it was like what you said. It was like an LSD trip, not like a hallucination, but like, it's gonna sound crazy, but it's like my soul was coming through, and not the avatar, and like I was more cognitive of the reality that I was in. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but fuck, I need to stop listening to the fucking Archon in my head.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't sound crazy.
Yeah, as in like, fuck, I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of interference. It's very hard for me to communicate.
I totally get it.
The best I can describe it is like, I'm more cognitive. Like, this is a simulation. Like, I don't see like pixels or anything, but like, oh, it's so fucking hard to describe. But you know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah. I have something called static vision, where I see static everywhere, especially at night, and in cases of low light, like when it's morning, not day, but morning, I have like a blackout curtain, so a little bit of light shines through, and in those moments, I can see waves of energy. I don't know what to call it, but waves of like code and energy, and things aren't as solid as they appear in the daylight. Have you heard of that before, like static vision?
Yeah, you talked about it on Mark Antinatalist's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this reality is fucking fake, man.
Exactly. So it's like static on the TV. It's like everything looks pixelated, and then
just
you can see the different layers of the pixels, and it's layered on layered on layered. It's so strange.
You know, now that you brought it up, it was sort of like that, but
Uh-oh. We had some matrix interference. He was about to drop some real knowledge. Yeah, you have that too, Windsor? Yeah, it's I've had it for my whole life basically, and I remember going to the eye doctor because I thought something was wrong with me, because I was talking to someone and I told them about it, and they acted like they had no idea what I was talking about. I thought it was normal. So I went to an eye doctor, and I told them what I was experiencing, and they looked at me like they didn't know what I was talking about. I had 20/20 vision, but they had never heard of it. But now it's like all over YouTube, people talking about it. But back in the day, I thought it was something wrong with my eyes. But other people have said that's like you're seeing the different energy matrix grid of how everything's projected. What's up, Loon? I don't think it's neurological, because I can actually see energy moving. I can actually see things in the static start to form images like a TV would. You know, when you turn on the TV and there's static there, and then it has to tune into the right channel for you to see something. It's like that. I'm pretty sure I could start to tune in and see things if I knew how to properly tune into things. And I think that's what psychics, so-called psychics, and people with ESP, and throughout time, you know, in more shamanic, spiritually based societies, they actually help these kind of people work their gifts, their gifts, their abilities to help them hone their abilities. When you see the static vision, which I also experienced, look for the edge of it surrounding you like a sphere or orb. It's there. Yeah, and with this static vision, I can see what do you call? I can see it form around objects and people, and I can start to see their aura. It's like an outline. It just goes around their whole body, and I can start to see the aura. But if I could tune in better, I could see the different colors and I'm pretty sure I could see the different energy bodies of that person. But they keep this knowledge from us so that we don't develop it more. Yo, you back? Oh, really? Sovereign Key talked about it? I'd be interested to hear that. I mean, this is what I just came up with this myself. I mean, I didn't really research or look into anything. It's just like an internal knowing within me that this is what's going on. So it's cool that someone else also thinks the same way. Interesting. What the fuck is that voice or inner dialogue? Is that us? Is that something else? I think a lot of times it's something else. Definitely. I'm very desperate to escape this nightmare. Yeah, I think all of us are. I think all of us feel the same way. And you know, if there was an exit door, I'm sure all of us would have no problem being like, sayonara. You know, the only exit door that you have is like, you know, take into your own hands or wait for natural death, which both of those are, you know, an abomination, because it you have to go through pain and suffering for not only yourself but for your loved ones and other beings in your life. It's just a despicable thing. Hey, what's up?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Well, if I knew I was gonna do this, I wouldn't have smoked all this weed. But we'll see what happens.
Hey, maybe something good will come out of it.
I always listen to your stuff, but this is the first time I actually caught you live, so why not?
Yeah, why not? You know, I also felt, you know, intimidated coming on today, the fear programs, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I just decided to fight through it. You know, you're not the only one. Like, I'm just personally, I feel, you know, anxious about doing things like this too.
My heart is pounding right now for whatever reason. I've done this like 1,000 times, but for some reason, if you haven't done it for a while, you just get nervous.
Yeah, I totally understand. I was feeling the same way. But you know, we're all like-minded here. You know, no one's gonna make fun of you. We're kind of on the same page, and if you're not on the same page, that's okay too. I mean, we're just all trying to figure this out.
I just wanted to talk about the mind wipe, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And why it happens. Because you live in a reality that's really, it already exists. That's why, you know, you were talking about memories. Everything is a memory, even the things that are still going to happen. all these things are recorded, and we're just playing them out. But when you leave this body and you connect to a new body, you start a new, you get a new character. Basically, it's like a video game where you just log into one character, and then you log into another character, and it's different. And even people, when they're old, they already forget things because they're already disconnecting from the body, the physical body, that is.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know. I hope that made sense.
Yeah. So why do you think that happens?
Because you only have two connections, to your environment and to the being of your own body. So when you lose this connection to this, I don't know how to call it exactly. It's like something that happened in the past. It's not really, it can be changed to an extent, but the inevitable outcome is always going to be the same. Just as the human body is destined to die, so is this world.
Hallelujah.
And we're very close, in my opinion.
So why do you think it's very close?
My thing has always been religion, not because I believe in religion, but because I believe religion is the biggest threat to life itself, or whatever, to the truth, to be honest. And these people are, there isn't no other way to say, but clinically insane. They will play
Totally.
out this story over and over and over again. And like I said before, like everything is a memory. They may be able to change, like along the way, some stuff, but the inevitable outcome has already happened, which is the end of humanity, which is coming very quickly.
So in your opinion, what's going to cause the end of humanity?
Well, let's talk about evil. Evil is not just in this world. There is a world below us that also contains an even greater level of evil. But the evil in this world, they will. I don't know. I lost my train of thought when that guy joined.
That's all good, man.
What was I talking about? I told you the weed, it was not gonna go well.
You're talking. I asked you, what's going to cause the end of humanity, in your opinion,
Oh,
and
yeah,
why is
right.
it so
So
close?
it's because of these people. They will literally fulfill their programming, in a sense. They cannot change, nor can we change it, because it's already written. It's in the past.
What up, my nigger demons? What up?
Oh God, here's
Fuck
Parasite.
Fuck you, parasites. Fuck you.
What
Oh,
a
that was a troll.
loser.
That was a troll. Okay. I didn't even notice.
Oh my God,
I
he's
know.
gonna impersonate someone just to get on here to say that. Like, what a loser. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was you, Windsor. My bad. Yeah, I said hallelujah as a joke. I don't really mean it. Anyway, sorry about the interruption.
Oh, it's no problem. There's so much to say, to be honest. Like, where do I even begin? I'll answer any question. I just never know where to start.
So did you finish why you think the end is near, so to say, for humanity?
Oh yeah. So the evil that exists out of our sight, really, because it's below ground. There are entire civilizations that exist. If you go back in religious texts and old manuscripts, like they're everywhere. You've got green skinned, blue skinned, doesn't matter. They exist, and they control the human race, and they have given us this technology at this time for a reason. You know, there's a reason why the Bible has been spread all over the world right now, why printing presses exist to spread these Bibles all over the world. It's because this story, it's not just about, you know, Jesus, quote unquote, end quote, coming to save like his, what was it, the lost sheep. It's also evil that's coming to get its people. You know, it's a division of good and evil.
Yo, how are you guys?
Hey, can you mute yourself for a second? Redemption. He's gonna
Yeah,
finish his line.
sure.
Yeah, he's gonna finish his line of thought real quick.
I think that was pretty much it, to be honest. Unless you have
Okay.
any questions.
So what do you think this whole thing is, and how we got here, and what we should be doing?
To understand reality, you really have to just look at polarity. Everything that exists has its opposite. So then immediately you have to ask yourself, well, then if two places exist, in which one am I? Where am I? Am I in the light or am I in the dark? You can easily verify this by just going inside, closing your curtains, closing all the doors, and you will realize that just because it's day outside, there's light outside, doesn't the darkness is still here. It never leaves. The light is only temporary. This is just a beacon to tell you, hey, the light's up here. And
Damn,
we alternate between these two states, always sleeping, awake, you know.
Yeah, I thought about that before.
It's
It's like,
inherent
man,
it's inherent in everything in reality, this dualism of things. Even in your own self, you may be a nice guy, but you're still angry. You know, you're
of
still,
course.
it's a little bit of give and take, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yep.
even in your own life, when you do you have pets?
Yeah, I have some pets.
Yeah. Do you have plants?
Yep.
Well, you know that if you have cats, for example, plants and cats, they don't really go together. You know, it's just inevitable that the plant is gonna get it.
It's gonna get knocked over.
So that's just look at your own situation and then look at things in like a bigger perspective, where your God or whatever you want to call it, like basically the underlying reality of things or whatever, and you say you just gotta separate things, because otherwise these two forces, they will never reach an agreement. They will never find a middle ground. And you can see that in humanity as well. There are forces at play that they will never reach a middle ground. They will rather flip over the board and start over than risk losing control.
Yep, totally. I've thought about this place being a dark realm. Like, if you just take the sun out, it would be completely dark here. What does that tell
Exactly.
you? What does that tell you? It's fucked up.
That should also tell you that there is a world that world of only darkness also exists. You know, we got stories of vampires and, you know, all kinds of creepies and crawlies that come out only during the night and stuff like that. Probably hugely exaggerated, all the stories, but still.
Yeah, very true. Hey, Redemption, you can talk now.
Yo, how are you, man?
Hey, man, good to see you.
Thanks, man. So, I miss Bliss, man.
What'd you say?
I said, I miss Bliss.
Oh yeah,
Bliss?
I miss Bliss too, man. I miss him. I'm not sure what happened to
Yeah,
him,
man.
but yeah, I definitely miss him.
I like, that Bliss was the guy, that made me aware that this world is, how it is, because I used to believe in religion, and I used to pray. But when I saw this video, then I thought maybe this guy's making sense. Maybe things are not like how they are portrayed. So after that, my journey started. I discovered more Blackfield channels. So that's how my journey started. And before that, I was in Canada. Like for from 2019 to 2023. Sorry, 2023 till I was in Canada. So I went there for studies. For diploma. So I finished my studies. And I was doing full-time work over there. Then I discovered and LSD. So like I used to smoke weed, but you know I I didn't knew about mushrooms, LSD, and whatever. Like, but my neighbor, like where I used to live, one day he gave me some shrooms. Like he was saying like just try it, it's good stuff. I thought maybe it's like weed, but I ate them all, and then after a few hours, man, like my reality was completely different, like I was thinking in my mind, like, what the fuck is this drug, man? Like, you know, I was feeling like I'm in a game, that kind of thing, because like when you take shrooms or LSD, how it feels,
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's
So,
it's kind of hard to hear you. Is that just me?
I have no
uh,
idea what he said. Not gonna lie.
oh,
Could you bring your mic closer to you?
so can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
it's a little
like what
choppy,
happened?
but
Yeah, because I I had my earbuds, so maybe that was the reason.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
So
coming on and
now,
chatting with us.
hmm?
Yeah. So, anything on your mind, eh, both of you, that you want to talk about?
I have, man, like I have different topics. I also have YouTube channel. You guys may know.
We'll post it in the chat.
Yeah,
Post your channel in the chat.
yeah. I don't have a link right now, and I'm driving also.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, man. I'm driving, and it's
okay. I
crazy.
can
Like,
answer a couple of questions that are in the chat, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
I can still hear this guy talking for some reason.
Hey, Redemption. Can you mute your mic for a second?
yeah, sure.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. What was the question? Wait, lost it. What was it? Oh, here, from No Name. Do you think these other things that exist are incarnate in this dimension, or are they operating from another dimension, or is it both? It is both. These beings, the same people who are fucking with us now, they exist not only in this time, they exist also in the future. And they know this place exists. That's why they keep bringing this shit up again, this shouldn't be happening, but it is, because they can't let this go. They're like parasites. Once the body dies, they don't have anything to feed off. So they just want to keep that thing going and going and going and feeding off of it. In a way, they're smarter than a parasite, because they understand at some point they did understand that they needed the host to be alive for them to be able, you know what I mean? So what we call the dream world, this is really where life also exists. We exist not only in the awake realm, but in the asleep realm at the same time. We just alternate in between. When we're younger, it's more like half-half, 50-50. You sleep a lot more, and then you get older and you spend more time in the awake world. But these beings exist there as well, and for sure that place is way worse than this one, because there are no limits, there are no restrictions, there is no, what to call it. It's like the gradual buildup of nature, I guess. In this world, everything is gradual. Like, you can't just think of something and it'll just miraculously exist, but it will in the dream world. Like, literally everything you imagine is projected instantly in front of you.
What realm do we come from, in your opinion, or is it a realm? Said someone.
Yeah.
Did you already...
We really exist as light, as projections of light, basically. That's what you see in the sky at night. And rest assuredly, during the day there are stars as well. You just can't see them because of the brightness of the sun, but they're definitely there. Like, this field of light, this is basically us. They say there's a star for more stars than there are grains of sand on the earth. Well, I'm pretty sure there is more life than there are grains of sand, than there are stars. What was I going to say? Yeah. So you can also tell, like, stars, they're not all as bright. Every star has its own luminosity, its own frequency. It's just, even darkness, well, beings of darkness, they still have some light in them. This is what basically the moon is. The moon is, it attracts light, which then is used to illuminate to an extent. Because in complete darkness, there would be no perception of reality or existence. So they need a little bit, but that's all they can really handle. I feel like I'm just all over the place, to be honest.
No, I appreciate it. Have you heard that some people think that we're actually imprisoned in the stars, and that's where our true...
No, that's where we exist. That's what we are. We never really leave. It's like, you may feel like you've lost things and lost people, that you cared about, but in reality, these people are all there at the same location. We didn't get disconnected from anything or something. No, we're projecting our light into a field of darkness, which is designed to keep this light under control, because it would actually harm those evil beings. Do you understand? If people like me would be able to project my light into this world, there would be no place for them to hide. You understand? That's why we need to be toned down. But we will be able to leave. They won't. There is absolutely no chance that they will ever leave. It's like, we don't even care if they change or not. That's the reality. It's like, they can do whatever the fuck they want, just not with us.
I agree. So I find it interesting that, ancient cultures, if you want to believe they're ancient, but they talk about them coming from the stars. So did they have some kind of sacred knowledge that they knew that's where they actually are, but it's got perverted throughout time to, like, think
Probably
they worship stars or something?
They say that they're spiritual, superior or what's it called, higher spiritual beings, the Archons. That's what they claim, which in essence is not exactly is not a lie, because I don't know how to explain this. Like you got two worlds. You got a positive field above you and a negative field, which is the Earth, which is a negative field. In between, these two worlds are separate. So we're in between. We're outside. Yeah. So on the outside of this field, a positive field will have a negative field on the outside, and a negative field will have a positive field on the outside. So we're on the bottom in the positive field, nature. That's why there's life here, physical life anyway. And then above us, if you go past the stars, I think, or maybe I'm not sure about this actually. Where the star field actually is it above that? Maybe, I don't know. But there is a darkness, a negative field of energy, the outside of the positive field. This is where they exist, and they are not bound by physical, human physical concepts.
Interesting. Have you seen the videos where people use their cameras to zoom in on stars, and it's actually energy, different waves of energy, like vibrating like through like a watery substance? It's not what the NASA CGI people tell us, but it's actually something completely different. And that's also plays into like astrology of different energies, coming down here. What are your thoughts on that?
I want to answer one question quickly here. Why do you have a demon with an upside down pentagram head representing you? Just curious. It's a Witcher logo that I recolored. I've used this for over 20 years probably. I don't know if that's a demon or not, but mostly it's just to scare off Christians, which I really don't like.
That's funny.
But what was your question? Sorry.
Oh, have you seen the videos of where people zoomed in on the stars and it shows that they're actually like frequency in a watery substance or something? It's not what NASA says, and how it's how those could be played in with astrology and how we got down here. What are your thoughts on that?
It's us. Every being has its own color, frequency. It's every being there is not a single being that's identical. There is nobody who is pure evil, and there is nobody who is pure good.
Yeah. Hey, Faison. Sorry, what's up, bro? You want to say something?
Hello. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Somewhat.
Oh, all right. Excellent. So, do you ever just look at this universe and just see how in constant control we all be like a
Bro, are you in hell right now? I can't hear you. It sounds like you got some demons in the background.
I am outside right now, so now some noises being made.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's hard to hear you though.
Oh, my bad. Just try to hang in there. So, just look at this universe and see how we just be insignificant specks of dust, just disintegrating into nothingness day by day. What it means, oh, indifferent to our struggles, our petty challenges, our achievements, and so on. And we might be utterly wrong. We be building all these empires, these skyscrapers, these palaces, and so on, just to destruct us even further. But in the end, it will just all dissolve into nothing. Just spiral into oblivion. And think about it. We could die in the most barbaric, agonizing ways possible right now. Just screaming with every ounce of agony with the fiber of our being. And then what would the universe even do? Not even blink, not even make a single moment. So keep on rising, the cosmos will keep on rising, the sun will keep spinning, stars will continue to burn out, and so on. Like, now this shit even mattered in the first place. and it's still not going to like now. In the end, we'll be nothing. Our lives will be nothing. Always have been nothing, and our death don't even be nothing, like a cosmic joke. And that brings us to the next question: like, why do we keep on asking ourselves what the grand purpose being all of this? The cosmic, the particles, natural, but in the end, we're just going to suffer tremendous damnation, all our achievements, all our struggles,
Hey,
all our
Hold on a second. I'm sure what you're saying is beautiful and poetic, but it's like no one can hear you right now.
Wow.
Is that just
Okay.
me?
No, I have no idea what he said.
Yeah, there's too much
Okay.
background noise. It's like I can't make out I can
All
only
right.
make out certain parts of what you're saying.
Give me a second. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure it was very poetic and beautiful, but I couldn't really make out what you were saying.
Okay, somebody also asked a couple of times, have you read Can You Stand the Truth? I don't know what that book is, to be honest.
Yeah, I've read that book. It has a lot of good
it's-
info in it.
Can you give me like a brief synopsis of what it's about or something?
Basically, we've been trapped in the human flesh prison by what you want to call the demiurge, basically, and it's Archon minions, and there's different races throughout time, and each race fell further and further into the trap. There's different root races, and there's not only Archons, but also what's it called? Thought forms that we have formed over time that also need to feed off our energy as well. And it goes into great detail of all these things.
Thought forms are very real.
Yeah.
It's actually called an egregore.
Yeah, but she was saying that Jesus came to free us. It's not what the Christian Jesus, but he like paid in blood for to free us, not for our sins, but to free us from this place. So I don't know how true that is, but
to an extent that's true, but not the way they said it happened,
Yeah.
of course.
So, and the mark of the beast is coming, blah blah blah. They're going to put us into the metaverse. Basically, this was like way before the metaverse was even talked about. So
these are thought forms that you're talking about. The thought form is not. It's not like it can be like a god or something, or like an imagined god or something, but it can also be like what you just said, like they're gonna put us into a machine and blah blah blah. It's like if you believe that might as well happen. If you're dumb enough to go into that, if you want that to happen, for sure that will happen.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's all about desire, to be honest. It's like if you want something to happen, inevitably it's gonna happen. So,
well, then I want to be liberated from this hellhole, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting. I can assure you. I think you probably, because you remember a world different than this, you probably accidentally came here. You said, "Oh, what's this?" And then you're like, "Oh shit, where am I? Can't get out." And you're not the only one. That's
how does someone
downside of freedom. The downside of freedom. Light can overcome darkness, but darkness cannot overcome. See what I mean? They cannot go up, but we can go down to an extent. But we're throttled in a way. It's like the best way to like explain this in like a metaphor is like imagine the internet 20 years ago, and this is your spirit when it's shining down into darkness. It's like, and when you're shining up into the light where everything is accepted, you have unlimited bandwidth, so to say. That's really the difference.
So how do you think someone accidentally could come here?
It's as simple as just walking over the line, I guess. And then the second you do, you lose connection to your
Okay.
that body to your body that you had in that world, because it's part of that world that you're not taking it with you. So that body is still there, probably. Everything is still there. It's just you're just focusing on something else right now. It's like you unplug your USB or something. It's like that data is still there, but it's not connected to the computer. That makes sense. And there are beings who have 3 connections, who can they can see this world from inside the world in the other world, and vice versa.
So you think people accidentally came here, chose to come here, and
Some probably chose.
Was anybody forced to come here, in your opinion?
It's not really like there's no punishment or anything. It's not like going into the light is not a reward. Like going into the darkness is not a punishment. It's just you make decisions and you live with them. It's like we don't need God to judge us. We can make our own fucking decisions, and within the framework that's being set up, you go up or you go down depending on your frequency, vibration, whatever you want to call it.
Bro, should I talk or not?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. What's up?
I'm saying, bro, should I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Just bring your mic closer to your mouth so we can hear you better. You glitching out? The Matrix has silenced you. Damn. I can't. I did ban him. That's a new account he's using. Obviously, I can't ban him through this StreamYard thing. So I'm sorry. I have to do it when I get off. Not you. The troll in the chat.
I must have missed that. I don't know.
It's the same guy.
Oh, okay. Does he hate you, or did he follow
He hates
you?
everybody.
Because I want to give this warning. Some retards might show up.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's always the same guy. He has a obsession stalker thing going on with everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Can you hear me, Joshua?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me? You got some Matrix interference, brother.
What?
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is this any more clear now?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, Vazen, way better.
All right, let us try this again. Ultimately, we are languishing in an necropolis. Like, we can call how this is not just a simulation, it'd be a predatory labyrinth, deliberately designed by the demonic entities just to siphon of your loose. We keep on just keeping on finding ways to pulling the strings, manifesting reality in the most infernal ways possible, keeping on formulating symphonic, calamitous symphonies of destruction. And we just keep on constantly finding more ways to delay the inevitable, constantly chasing shit like it'd be some holy grail and stuff. But in the end, this is all just in hyper.
Can you mute the guy in the car?
Hey, Redemption, can
Bro,
you mute
should I
yourself?
talk?
Can you mute yourself?
Should I talk?
Can you hear us?
Okay, were you able to hear all of that?
All right. Hey, how about you get home, go home, and then come back?
I'm actually inside right
Get
now.
out of your car.
man, the thing is, my home is too far,
Oh.
So that's the reason, that's why I joined, live, like right now, like only at that time.
Okay, we all right. We Vazan, thanks. You got the floor for like 5 minutes, so go ahead.
Yeah, man, thanks, man. Thing is, I I wanted to talk to you from so long, like I used to talk to Bliss, and we used to, like chat, and like you know Bliss was the guy, who made me aware that this thing is a hell, and after that I discovered more channels, your channel, and there are more. So the thing is, man, I was a I used to pray, and the thing is, man, when I saw those kind of videos of Bliss and all that, man, my mind just got fucked up. Like, this guy is making sense, like whatever this guy is saying, it's completely truth, because I have felt that shit for whole my life, like, but I was so, like, I from my childhood, I knew like this place is not, something, which you know like how it is portrayed, so after, like I was Bliss video, I started thinking, thinking and thinking, like, what is what is this shit, so I'm telling you, man, like, this is a fucking hell, this is a fucking hell, because your body your body's fucking your body have fucking, you know consciousness, and that consciousness is the only real thing, your body, when you die, your body will become non-existent, because when you die, you gonna go into grave, and fucking insects gonna eat you, like your body. But your consciousness do not go anywhere, because that is the thing, like we humans can't find, what the consciousness is really, and that is the only real thing. If you think that this body this body is you, then you are wrong, man, because like when a person die, you see that body, but he can't speak, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he can't speak, he can't do anything, but
Just
when
a
he is
pup. It's
alive,
just a it's
it's
just
like,
a suit of clothes, a puppet. Just life was never in it. It was never alive on its own. It needed the energy of the spirit to move and breathe and talk and all that.
yeah, man. So yeah, that's the thing, our consciousness is in trap, like someone, I don't know who is it, like maybe aliens or whatever, maybe God, I don't know, you know but the thing is, I know that I'm not this fucking body, because it's so obvious, man. Like, when a person die, you can see that person, he has body, but he can't fucking speak, he can't do anything, because he doesn't have consciousness, that is the only real thing, and our consciousness never dies, never ever, because that's the only thing makes sense, because, but there's one thing, your consciousness, when you die, they're gonna put, like, it's a game of, samsara, when your body die, your soul go to in a different body, so that's how it is, like, going on, like, they are they are getting some benefit from your soul, so like your soul is in trap, in trap, and they are taking benefit from it, I don't know who is that, maybe aliens or whoever, but I'm sure that your consciousness in a trap, and they are taking benefit. And this world, man, if you want to talk about this world is completely fucked up, like, completely fucked up. Like, some people are so fucking greedy, so fucking greedy, that they want fucking all the money, they don't care, if, fucking, like, whatever happened, they're homeless people, whoever, they don't give a fuck, they just want to get all the fucking money, all the fucking money. And that selfishness, and that, like, because I have observed, most of these people, they don't have heart, they have very cold heart, they don't feel pain, or like they don't see the shit, like they can't They just think about themselves. They're fucking narcissists, big fucking narcissists. They just want all the money in their lap. They don't want someone else to become rich. Like that's how this world is so fucked up. Like only 1% of people are fucking living here like kings, like fucking they have all the fucking money. And what we do, we fucking survive. We are just fucking doing slave jobs, taking or orders from fucking our supervisor or manager or whoever. Like I'm so fucking pissed off. Like from the day I am born here, like fucking I have never felt like at peace. Like I'm at home. Like I know, like it's not like that I'm in a fucking depression or any kind of thing. No, man, that's not the thing. But when you see the things how they really are, you're not gonna feel happy. That's for sure. You have to, you know man, I'm telling you, this world, some fucking some selfish people, they have made this world a fucking hell. And this thing was designed to be like this. It's obvious, this thing was designed to be like this. Like whoever designed this shit, he is in fucking full control. If you think like someone got rich, it's just their luck, or like maybe hard work or whatever. No, man. It's the fucking design. Like you know whoever created this shit, he knew like which 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 people gonna lead here. And maybe they are not real people. Who knows, man? Like maybe they are aliens or whoever. Both, because these rich people, you can't find them easily. You can't talk to them. Maybe I don't have any fucking like answer, but some things are very very obvious. Like if you just, or like if you just think peacefully, you will find out most of the answers, man. Most of the answers. This world is fucking hell. You will never get rich here. You will never ever. It doesn't matter how much hard work you do, because this system is rigged. You know, no matter in which country you are, maybe you are in India, China, Japan, wherever you are. Like things are like, I'm not saying things are like same like here. Like things are worse. I know, like things are worse here, but still, man, everyone, like every place, if you have real consciousness, you will feel that shit. Like I was in fucking Canada for 4 years, and I still felt that I'm fucking slave. That's not the thing. If you think like some people are just having bad times, and that's the reason they are making videos on YouTube. Man, I'm telling you, I don't have fucking like I have fucking money, but the shit is, I know this shit. I feel this shit. Because this shit is too fucked up. And people are bringing children here. Like they're so fucking stupid, man. So fucking stupid. Like they know fucking this place is fucking hell, but still, man, still they choose to breed. Still, like they don't fucking care. They have fucking, well, most of these people are so fucking selfish. Like they just want to have kids because they just want to feel happy. They don't fucking care, what gonna happen with that kid. You know, he gonna fucking be you know, he gonna fucking become a slave here. They don't give a fuck. Like people are so fucking selfish here, man. So fucking selfish. Like your parents, man, they are also fucking selfish because they knew the shit. But still they choose to breed, and they bring you here. So man, I can't say much, but these people, man, these people are too fucking selfish. And this design is fucking fucked up. These rich people, they make fucking rules here. This fucking government, they can make any rule here. They are in fucking full power here. They can make any fucking rule. They can do any shit. And we are just fucking, no nobody's. We can't do shit here, man, because all the fucking power, these rich people have all the fucking power. And when you don't have power, what will you do? You will do nothing, man. You can't do no shit if you don't have power, man. That's how shit is here, man. And like there are so many people in this world, and the world is like your world, your consciousness. There are two separate worlds. Your consciousness is real, and this world is also real. Because this world is, if you read the history, this world have a long history. So maybe they have trapped souls, and they are like, I don't know what's going on behind the scene, but things which I observe, I can fucking tell you, like these fucking things are truth, man. Like I'm not fucking, like mental or whatever, like I'm making these kind of videos on channel. Man, I feel this shit, That's why I'm, I talk about this shit, and I don't fucking care if like life, man, life is so fucking stupid, like most of your time, like most of your time will go on work, what the fuck, man, and nobody likes their work, nobody. You have to fucking go on work every fucking day for your whole life, man. Like, see this shit, man, and these rich people, man, they don't fucking even work for, one hour in a week, they just fucking get money, they are sleeping and still making money, and we fucking poor people, we fucking have to go on work for our whole life, man. That's how it is.
Love the passion, man. Yeah, fucking feel it, vent it out. You're among like-minded people, man. You're not crazy. You're seeing
Yeah,
straight. So thanks for sharing that. I want Vaison to have a chance to speak too. But hey man, totally. Thanks for sharing that.
yeah, man.
All right, so what Redemption said, that is pretty damn true. Everything here is all about exploitation, abuse, ostentatiousness, etc. From the moment that you be brought here, you be taught not to think, just mindlessly consume, obey, act like you are better than everyone else, even though you are just another speck of a dust, just dissolving in this rotting carcass. It is so adorable how regular beings think that the so people at the top like care about them. Like they do not give a shit about you, okay? They be all in this shit for themselves, continuing to line their pockets, continuing to keep on pulling the strings, etc. Keeping on stealing from you while you keep on bending over for the ashes. And for what? Just to keep on staying down, just so that you can keep on sipping beer and shit. Why do you continue to fight more petty wars? Keep worrying about whatever this random project in a fancy suit, set in television, and so on. It is all just a distraction at the end of the day, just to prevent you from gazing into the abyss. Okay, sorry, I have lost my train of thought, but that is all that I have to say for now.
I'll be right back, so y'all feel free to say anything you want.
I guess that's me then. Anybody got a question? How about who is they? Everybody always talks about who is they. There's only two groups in this world who are capable of this much deception and control. The first is royalty, and the second is religion. And these two groups are basically, they go hand in hand. It's like different side of the same coin. Back in the day, the kings, they were appointed by the Pope. It was the Pope who had ultimate power. He said, oh, this is you can go and rule this, you can go and rule that. The only individual group that is able to keep something alive for this long has to be very organized and concerned with lineage mostly. That's you can just smell the royalty when you really think about it. It's like every politician that has ever been elected, quote unquote, was obviously just like Donald J. Trump. He's a royal. He's from a line of kings. They just told us, oh, it's democracy. Democracy. You get to choose from a pool of clowns, all from the same families, who just basically do whatever the fuck they want. They promise you whatever you want, and then they do the exact opposite. And people just keep buying it time and time again, over and over and over again.
See, that is another thing that I do not get. All these stupid random terms, democracy versus Republicans, this, left versus right, that, red versus blue, all these hollow ass terms just to keep on putting you in a box, to keep you more divided than ever. And that is what they want. They want you to just keep on fighting each other and not just ever wake up as a whole to ultimately rebel against this shitstorm of chaos.
Well, they would call it chaos, but they invert everything. War is peace. Whatever the other things were, lies are the truth. There's one group which is so much worse than every other group in this world, and I think everybody should know this by now, what group that I'm talking about. They say, oh, we have the most moral army in the world. We wouldn't do anything to harm anybody. But reality says different. They're on the side of the light, fighting against darkness. Guess what? When you exist in a world of darkness, there are no good sides. It's all the same. It's all the same bullshit. Yeah, the power, the bloodlines, exactly. That's the only, when you really think about it, like what is necessary to maintain control over such a long period of time. These elites, I would pity them, to be honest, because they've been indoctrinated far worse than you have been. They go to the supposedly the best schools. Well, if our schools are indoctrination centers, guess what theirs are? Like, there's no difference.
It must be suspicious how a lot of these people in power be old as hell, wrinkled, and all of that other shit. And like, why is that the case in some shit? And if you have seen the movie They Live, like, they must be like aliens in disguise, probably inherited some divine powers that we cannot even comprehend from the like earlier descendants from the Archons beyond the atmospheres of turbulence, and now they just put them in place just to be the co-owners of controlling whatever is going on, controlling all the media, owning underlands, making sure that you all stay down as much as possible, make sure they keep on feasting on your suffering more and more.
One thing you have to keep in mind always with these people is they don't really do much. They just control what is already there. They try to manipulate and deceive, and but they really have no power. Their power is money. That's all the power they have. Without their money, all the people that are fighting for them would fucking vanish in a second. Would be standing there in their underwear on the street. That's the reality. Without that money, they're nobody.
And yet we act like money is so damn important. Like it is some.
of course, yeah, they're controlled from below the surface by beings that are incapable of coming into the sunlight. Another thing to think about, when I talked about polarity, there's the human body is made up out of two substances. One is soil, or the elements of the soil, and the other one is water. One is dark and one is light and clear. In the world of darkness, which is in essence just below the ground, because that's where the light cannot penetrate. Light needs a physical barrier to be stopped entirely. Well, physical, for as far that exists, not really. It exists in the mind of people, physicality, but there is no such thing as physicality in existence, to be honest. But these beings are very real, and they exist only as soil. They don't. That's why they need blood. There are different types of gold. You got the real gold, you got black gold, but you got also red gold. I'm sure everybody has heard of what the elites are supposedly, allegedly up to below the ground in their underground domes or bases. Money is fake, sure, but it still holds power. As long as people give it that power. You give... Money is time, really. You give them the money to have more time than you. That's what money really represents. They are able to do things in a shorter period of time because they have money to make the puppets work for them, which you don't have, or have less of anyway. Everybody has a little bit of money, but there's money and there's money, of course.
Like they are just making you pay to breathe the air. And speaking of,
You're muted again.
okay, every word that you be taking just be another echo screaming into.
Your microphone is cutting out, dude. I don't know.
And will not. I keep losing my train of thought, but ultimately it will not flinch. What you collapse into nothing. You breathe not because you be alive, but ultimately just because you be another cog in the machine of predatory labyrinth designed by demonic entities just to keep on sucking of your blood. Right.
Whatever they can get from you. Doesn't matter what. Blood, money, sweat and tears, whatever it takes to keep you here and keep producing for them. They just leave you with just enough to survive, and they take everything else. And they use that wealth or that time to exert control, always improving their control, trying to preserve what they already have. Don't ever think that they want you to leave. They would like nothing more than for you to stay here for the eternity and be their fucking slave. While you don't even realize they exist. That's the worst part. It's like, it's like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, It's like, oh, it's God. It's a burning bush.
It's a burning bush. I must worship it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm back now.
Do you
So
know where
anyways,
the
I'll,
idea, like the thing about burning? Yeah. Do you know where like the idea of burning witches comes from?
where?
That's well, in the prophecy of Daniel, it talks about how Nebuchadnezzar, he throws like some jaywalkers, I'm gonna call them, into the fire, and they didn't burn. That's because their god is fire, basically. That's what they worship. It's the flame, the eternal flame. So back in the day, of course, the Christians, retards that they are, they thought, oh, if we burn them and they don't burn, then that means that they're witches, and then we'll drown them in the water. So it was just because these two guys didn't burn like 2000s of years ago in a book. That's what they based their entire thing on. Crazy.
Yeah, either way, you're gonna die, whether you're innocent or not.
Exactly.
You're gonna die one way or the other. You're either gonna burn or you're gonna drown.
Here's another polarity thing, fire and water. When you in the world of light, it's a world of water. It's a world of a clear substance, which blocks the light, which prevents people from knowing exactly what's going on, which conceals things. It's exact opposite. Opposites are everywhere. Literally, the basis and fundamental principle of underlying reality.
Yeah. You need to have clear vision.
See, every time you die, like you probably come back without even realizing it. Like your memories be erased, and then they be you again, once again, without even noticing it. So you perish, and then you be reborn into this cycle. Keep suffering, keep pain, while being. Another motive does what they keep on extracting hyperdimensional energy from you, and then perish again, and then come back in here again, and then keep repeating just to help keep on the Ferris wheel running.
It's a fucked up cycle.
I don't think anybody forces you to come back. It's just when you don't know any better, of course you're gonna just try to experience a new existence. But
so you're saying that for us who don't want to come back, then there's no possible way that we could be coming back here?
The thing is, it's like, what are you? That place is fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's nobody to help you. There's nobody. It's like it's just free for all darkness, basically. Like I don't think people actually want to stay there. That's why they come here. It's like this is the positive. This is bad as it is. This is the positive version of it. Slow down, slow down, so we can react. Because when everything happens instantly, it's like you don't have time to react. When you don't have complete control over your thoughts, you're fucked basically up there. Like they will, I don't know, they will put things in your head that you will have no defense against if you have no willpower or whatever.
Yeah, I've thought about, actually the other day, I was like, what if they memory wipe us because it was such a terrible place that we came from that we didn't want to remember it. I don't know. It's just, I don't believe that, but I just thought about that.
No, you just don't remember because you're not connected at this point.
Yeah.
Of time. But these memories they're not even yours. It's like it doesn't really matter, to be honest. In my opinion, I'm not really scared of losing this fucking memories of this existence. I'm not trying to change my mind. I'm trying to change my spirit and the way my spirit tells. I knew from a young age that this place was fucked up, and my the way that I thought the world was so alien from what I remembered or what I wanted it to be, that I started to realize this. It's why do I even? If this was all that was, why would I even think about something else, something that's better?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
How would you
most
even know?
people,
Where was that
the
coming
people
from?
that the people that are trapped here, they have no idea, not even the slightest concept of the other side.
Yeah, I call it like a nostalgia of like something I can't prove necessarily, but I know is true.
Exactly, yeah.
And where would that be coming from?
It's
Is it
because
just
you
a
probably
delusion that we make
experienced
up?
it.
Yeah. That's why I think we get indoctrinated as kids with all this like fluffy fairy tale shit. It's because they indoctrinate you to believe that this is life. All those happy things you can achieve and do, and everything's magical and fun. And then that's stuck in your subconscious. And you grow up, and it's still in your subconscious, thinking that all of these things were true the whole time, which they weren't. If you were just shown the brutal truth of life at a young age, you would fucking despise this place. And that could be traumatic in its own right. So I wouldn't say go expose your children to like the brutalities of life, but I'm just saying.
I was born with a hatred for religion and politics, or politicians in general. For some reason, I hated them, especially royalty. When I see people like standing on the side of the road, cheering, waving fucking flags, it disgusts me beyond anything else in this world.
Yeah, I mean, hey, how can you convince people to do evil acts? Religion. It's for a good cause. It's for your God. It's the moral thing to do.
I think that's what I was talking about when you left. Like, who's they? The only groups capable of having control over such a long period of time has to be either religion or royalty, which I said is basically the different side of the same coin.
I think you cut off. I think you're cutting
It's
off.
all just me.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you miss?
Could you just repeat what you said?
Well, I said who's they? Like religion, politics. Yeah. They're just different, same coin, different side. It's like they've been working together all along, preserving their bloodlines, trying to, preserving their wealth while at the same time preventing us from preserving our wealth. That's basically their MO.
Yeah.
It's like they get to give everything to their children, but no, we need to just pay taxes on everything, lose fucking everything, and just never get anywhere.
Yeah, the thing that they weaponize religion because there is some certain truths within religion, and then they can weaponize those truths to pervert you with lies and to commit evil deeds, evil thoughts, like, oh, these people are going to hell and they deserve it, kind of thing. Go to war with other nations that are scripted, but you can convince people to do anything if your God allows for it.
And why do they go to war? Because they have like supposedly, that was used to be my land, and I'm the king of that stuff and king of there, and blah blah blah. Like the Templars back in the day, they weren't called the Templars back then, but they went to Jerusalem. They were basically the descendants of the tribes of Israel who went back to the Temple of Solomon to get the knowledge of Solomon after they were kicked out by the Roman Empire. But then after they infiltrated the Roman Empire and took it over, they basically went on a shopping spree, I guess. They tried to conquer like the entire Middle East. This isn't a new thing. This is just the continuation of back then, what they're doing there right now.
Yeah, it's so silly. It's like, why do you want to kill another nation? Really ask
God
yourself
said so.
It's like, because our religions are different. It's like, okay, but why? Why do you want to kill them? Why do you want to take that land? Well, I mean, it's all designed that way. It's the world stage at play. But I'm saying, like, individually, why do you as a person, disconnected from all of this shit, why do you want that land?
Because it was promised to them, I guess. I don't know. You tell me. Makes no sense to me, but they basically use that book as an excuse for literally everything.
Yeah, it's like you can get away with all the atrocious deeds, war crimes you can, because your God is on the right side.
God's chosen people.
Exactly.
But on the other side, the other guys also claim that they're God's chosen. They all claim they're God's chosen people. That's typical royalty. They all think they're kings. They all want to be the king, but there can be only one king in the end. So that's what democracy really is. We get to choose from the royalty, not from the regular people. So everybody gets a chance to be a king for 4 years.
Yeah.
And some of them never give it back, which I think this fucking orange clown is about to do.
Yeah, the fucked up thing is they're all worshiping the same God.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's like I don't feel bad about what's happening per se in the Middle East. It's like I feel bad for the people who are not religious. They probably already left though, most of them. But they all worship, what goes around comes around. If you worship a fucking fire demon, guess what?
Be prepared for the fire.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't understand religious people at all. Like I don't understand how stupid you have to be to believe that. And to an extent, I feel a little bit bad that they've been indoctrinated from a young age. A lot of people, they really had no chance. But still, I can tell you right now, there is no way possible known to man that I would ever fall for this shit. Never. I would rather, even if everything I'm saying is not true, and I'm going to hell, I'm gonna burn for eternity, bring it on. If I have to choose between burning in hell and following a piece of shit fucking God, burn me already, please. Please, just end my existence completely. Just fucking erase me right now, because it's just not gonna. I'm not gonna bend the knee. It's like the Christians like to say, "Oh, everybody's gonna bend the knee in the end," and realize that Jehovah is God. No.
Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether by force or by coercion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're in the upper part of hell, coincidence theorist. It gets worse than this. It gets way worse.
Yeah, that's what Aaron last talked about. He said this was the upper. This is like the best of hell's design. What we're in now, and it only gets worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So this just keeps going on, and this is just most likely the tip of the iceberg. Has been for long as time, and shall continue to be.
we're just focusing on like such a small, minute part of it. Like humanity is like one in infinity of existences that are possible, you know. Like life is everywhere. It's like it's not just like they like to tell us, oh, we're just like that 1%, like 0.000% chance that we evolved here, and it's such a miracle, and we're so special. We're chosen. We're chosen. Let's put it that. Chosen by God to be the luckiest fucking species ever existed.
We were given the curse of consciousness. That's what people talk about. It's like we're the only conscious beings who can become aware of this hellish nightmare. Everything else is just running scripts. Like we're the only being that can actually be conscious and be tormented by it, like consciously.
Yeah, we don't belong here. I have several cats, and I was looking in like one of their eyes like earlier. I was just looking at her, and like in my mind I was like, these are like the beings that are supposed to be here, like animals. Not really, they live in harmony with nature instead of just, you know. But then there's always also like these, you know, the parasites. Like everything in nature has its parasite, you know. Like for chickens, like you got the fucking blood lice. They will fucking suck them dry if you don't kill them or exterminate them. This is just another microcosm of the macrocosm. You know,
It is seriously absurd how we people be out here acting like any of this shit matters. Like all that life have some grand purpose, like the universe is just waiting for us. But that is not the case. We just be temporary accidents on a floating rock. And then once we be gone, it shall be like none of this shit has ever mattered at all. Wow. And that makes it even more true that like there is no salvation, there is no light at the end of the tunnel, no Disney redemption arc, no nothing. Only entropy, chaos, indifference, destruction, desolation, and so forth. And yet we still want to keep on striving, keep on sitting in our ivory towers, keep on climbing the corporate ladder, and then so on. And for what? Some more frivolous impetus, like make it make sense.
Only makes sense if you're a slave.
mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can make sense of it. Oh, so it wasn't about love and light and freedom and living the American dream or the dream of a human meat monkey. No, it was about me being enslaved the whole time to my body and the world around me, and I just believed a fucking lie, and I worked and I worked and I worked for absolutely nothing. Sorry. That's the only work you can do is internally. That's the only thing that's going to matter.
Yeah, that's what I think is the most important. It's not just all this knowledge. You're gonna lose it one way or the other. It's not, you can't even remember what happened 30 years ago. You know, I'm 45. Do you think I remember what happened fucking 30? No. It doesn't matter. Like most of this shit I should have forgotten way longer before that, because you just keep dragging this stuff along with you, like all this trauma or whatever you want to call it. It's like, does that really serve you? Does that help you? No. It's like it only makes things worse.
You see the trauma is it's actually like viruses in your mind, because if you don't go through and see the viruses in your mind, you're playing out these trauma scripts your whole life and you didn't even realize it. So it's necessary to like go in there and take it out, but it's not necessary to like hang on to it and this is who I am. Oh,
a lot of people that I've met online are like this. They keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, and I guess I'm the same, to be honest with you. Who isn't, you know. But some people more than others. You know, they have like they figured out this one part, or they have this one specific part of it, and they just keep repeating, and then that becomes their entire identity. Like I'm the guy who figured this out. It's like, yeah, let's move on, okay?
Yeah, really. It's like, fuck your superiority games, dude. No one cares. Like, we're all trying to help each other. If that's why you're doing something, then get the fuck out of here. Like, we're all trying to work together and do this together. Like, not as a collective, but like individually, and then we can help each other individually. But if you're just doing it all for you, that's just another script of the Matrix.
You know, people like to like over glorify suffering so much. They be talking about, oh, you must suffer. That is how you build character. It's growth. And it's like, even if that is the case, like, so what? You are still going to die anyway. It's like that great character build you got, all the trauma, the vitality, the perception, the intelligence, the dexterity, the charisma, your resilience. It is all just going to be ground up by the meat grinder, be shredded into nothing. Like no matter how whipped you be, how much you can like lift shit, how well you can fight, how well you can handle your past traumas, like it is still going to just burn in the machine.
Damn, I'm feel hopeless now, dude. Why'd you do that to me?
What's wrong about feeling hopeless?
I'm just joking.
I've been suicidal for 45 years, and I'm not ashamed of it. There's absolutely no shame of being wanting to leave this fucking hellhole.
Exactly. It's just the sane reaction to an insane world, man. Like there's nothing wrong with you feeling that way. It's just the truth. And people want to gaslight you and say, "Oh, that's wrong. That's bad. You shouldn't feel like that." It's like, then you're not really.
Those are the thought forms.
Perceiving what's happening here.
The thought forms trying to keep you here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it isn't that bad. God is teaching you stuff. He's making you suffer, so you will. You will learn your lesson, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee you, most of us who are done with this place, if we had a means to leave peacefully, there'd be no question. You'd be like, oh yeah, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. But then how they get you is, oh, if you want to leave, you're gonna have to hurt yourself, and then you're gonna hurt other people. You don't want to do that, do you? You're such a bad person, so just get back in line and go see a therapist and take some pills and become a human being again. It's like that's abusive. In any other place, that would be called abuse.
The ones that it's supposed
to, they want to do.
The ones that it's supposed to trap, they don't even know it's a trap. That's the genius of it, to be honest. It's like they will not even try to escape because they don't even know they're trapped.
I need to tell you that, like, oh, you have so much to live for. You can drink beer and eat pizza and watch Netflix and go to nightclubs and get a high. And it's like, who the fuck cares about any of that bullshit? It's like, seriously. And like, you look beyond the atmospheres, like supernovas destroying galaxies, right? I mean, civilizations right now, empires collapsing, stars burning, the heat depth of the universe rising. And yeah, like we be worried about Instagram likes and TikTok dances. Like, are you being motherfucking bitch ass serious right now? Like, this is so stupid.
You feel that way because there's something wrong with your brain and your chemistry, and if they could just fix that, you would be fine. So you should go see a therapist and help them get you back into the slave wheel of vicious suffering, day in and day out, being a slave for your whole eternity and lying to yourself about it and thinking you're actually doing something. Which I'm not saying you shouldn't like do what you can. I'm just saying like that's just the reality of it. But with that reality, do what you can to not suffer as much as you have to. But can we at least be honest about it? Shit.
That's the biggest problem. People just can't be honest. They just love the lies. They'd rather follow the lies than listen to the truth, to be honest.
And every time you speak about it, they call you, oh, you must be edgy. You are edgy. I am 14 and this is deep. Got 15 in his face. It is like such a motherfucking asshole. It's like you have no notch of that. Like if you do not have nothing of substance to say, then like sit down. Like stop with the ad hominems. Stop with the petty trivial hollow insults. Like it is not working.
Exactly. It's like this. Let's say you're playing a video game and we're all in like this internet server and we're all playing it, and you're like, man, this video game is abusing me. I really hate playing this game. I just want to leave. And then they like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Oh, you can't do that. You have to stay here with us and see this thing out and become a slave your whole life. That's what this thing is. It's a slave simulator. You can't just leave. There's something wrong with you. It's like, who the fuck are you, dude? I'm playing a different game, dude. I don't stay here. Like, what is this shit? It's that simple, honestly. But the thing is that they have means of coercion to keep you in the game. You're gonna have to hurt yourself. You're gonna have to bring suffering to other people's lives. There's no peaceful way to leave, so you have to stay in our game forever, and well, until you get a game over. But I'm saying it's like things are so simple, but people make it so complex for no reason. It's because, oh, this is life. It's not a game. Well, it's the same thing in a way. You don't want to participate in this stupid game anymore. There's nothing wrong with that. There'd be nothing wrong with it if you put it in those terms. But as soon as you put life into it, oh, it's something you have to do. And there's something wrong with you if you don't want to live. I mean, I want to live. I'm just saying not in this existence.
What do you mean? Don't you want to be a servant or a slave to the god of this world? What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree, Red Pill. I mean, you should try to enjoy and do the best you can. But the underlying root thing is still true, And that's what people do. They gaslight you and think something's wrong with you. It's like, no, I'm just being honest and sane. Most people are living in delusion. But yeah, I mean, do the best you can with what you got.
It's like, how fast would our problems be? Like, let's take, for example, the Ukraine and Russia war. Imagine there were no restrictions on YouTube to show whatever the fuck you wanted. The carnage, the mayhem, the flying limbs, the blood everywhere. How long would it take for people to realize, oh, this could be me in a few months? But now we can't show anything. Like, it's all like covered up or whatever. Nobody sees the actual carnage of war. It's like, oh yeah, it's just happening over there, like, whatever. It's like, if they would see what was actually going on, I believe a lot of them would change in a hurry. But the powers that be, of course, they don't want us to know what's actually going on. That's why they lie all the time. It's like, oh, who's telling the truth? Could it be nobody?
But also in this day and age, you have to be careful what they show on TV, because a lot of that is put out for an emotional reaction. A lot of it's scripted, a lot of it's orchestrated to look a certain way. So it's like you can't even trust anything. But yeah, the war itself is terrible. People being slaughtered is terrible. So that idea, yes. But it's hard to trust anything they tell us on the TV.
Yeah, but the images speak for themselves, though. That's what I mean. Like on Telegram, there are no restrictions, but on YouTube there are.
Yeah.
But if they would show, the fucking, like, a drone killing couples, like a whole platoon of soldiers, just ripping them to shreds. If they would show that on TV, people would be like, "Oh, this looks a little bit worse than I thought." And this is for their own preservation, would kick in and we're like, oh shit, maybe we should change something so this doesn't happen to me. But now they don't realize that this is going to happen to them. It's like, oh, the war is somewhere else. It's not here. Until the bombs start dropping. Yeah, I'm gonna
as long
be back
as
in
someone
a
else's
couple minutes.
problem. As long as it's someone else's problem, no one cares about it. Yeah, do whatever you need to do. As long as I'm not going over there fighting, yeah, I support it. But if you don't force me to go do it.
Beyond the atmospheres of chaos, there are being endless dominions of torment, colossal expanses of entropy and indifference, where celestial titans are devouring each other right now in rituals of stellar obliteration. Black holes are swallowing light in time, and anything that just goes in its way, like the ultimate event horizon, the cosmic background radiation is just slashing through your DNA right now while your cells continue to decay, like the ultimate the courses while we are languishing in this forsaken necropolis. And it is like every breath that you take be an echo for a void that never even asked for your existence in the first place. Every scream that you utter, every tear that you let out, every ounce of agony, all just find those seconds into abyss of finality. And yet, in this earthly crucible of nightmarish nonsense, we continue to build legacies, bloodlines, skyscrapers, deluding ourselves with fantasies. But even all of those are just nothing in this hellhole.
Very poetic. Yeah. Oh yeah. Vazen is very poetic. Yeah, I just said that. It's funny. No, I'm not depressed. I'm just being real. So if that sounds like I'm depressed, then so be it. It's just depression is a natural response to an evil, wicked world. So it's not like you're really depressed. You're just, your spirit is uncomfortable at its deepest core, being subjected to this day in and day out. Just be better, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon, everyone. So thanks for chatting with me, everybody, and the comments and whatnot. If you want to come on and chat some other time, let me know, and I can try to schedule that at a good time. But any last words from you guys?
Now that was all that we had to say. But overall, it was an honor discussing this. And after all this, maybe have another wonderful day in this shitstorm, inconceivable pantomime, and keep hanging in there and whatever just goes on in general. Just whatever, I guess. But nice day and bye for now.
Thanks, man. You know who? You know who? Are you there? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm leaving. I have to go to work. Unfortunately, I have to go work for that paper money. Like I said, I hate it, but I accept that that's what I have to do right now in order to meet my basic survival means in this existence. So be it for now. Red Pill says, "Be well, everyone. Try and have a positive mind no matter what is thrown at you." There you go. God bless you all with a great afterlife and a better place. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, girls, non-human beings, scripted characters, and all the above. Stay healthy, happy, and hydrated. Oh, are you back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was saying I have to leave, so any last words you want to say?
Can I promote my channel?
That's right. Go ahead. Yeah, put it in comments.
Okay, let me see. It's not much, but let me see. I'll give you a little bit backstory about it.
Okay.
So there was a guy on YouTube called Vindicated68. He made, so he had a website called suddenreality.com, but he died in a car crash a few years ago. And I've recreated some of his videos that I had transcripts of. I'm still in the process of making one. It's a little bit all over the place, but if you take the time to study not just what I've made, but his channel, it's still up, and I've uploaded some videos to Odyssey. The links are all in every video. I got all the links in there. If you're interested, I'll post. Wait, let me post the link.
Yeah, please post it. I've heard of Vindicated from a different channel. I could never find his videos though.
Vindicated68. That's
Yeah.
his YouTube channel.
Doesn't he believe like God's asleep or something? We have to wake him up.
No. Oh, no. Well, I can quickly explain it. It's basically the world that we live in it's a living conscious. The way they control this reality is by controlling this being. Like all of us, we're really irrelevant. We're just actors in a movie, and the world we live in is basically that's the producer. We connect, like I said, we're connected to our physical body and the environment that we exist in, which is also a physical body, just in a different level, But this being is so traumatized by what's happened here, by the destruction of everything that it had built, by these by just the evilest of evil beings in dark fields that exist. He just fell into a coma, and his mission is what he said was to wake up this being and to make sure that we don't repeat this bullshit another time. So make of that what you will.
And I'm always open to
That's
everything. So
his words, not mine. And I've personally, this guy, I have more respect for this guy than anybody else on this earth, of the things that he said, about the way he talked about things, the things that he did. Even though he was a drunk or whatever, doesn't matter. He always told the truth no matter what. And that's what I've based my life on. The truth above everything else, because without it, you don't know where you're going to end up, and you don't want to know.
I agree with that. Yeah, go ahead and post your channel in the chat so they can follow and listen to that.
Didn't I already?
Did you?
I'll do it again. Yeah. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if it's an actual link, but whatever. Some guys already subscribed. And I want to thank you for letting me on and having trust in me that I wasn't going to show my cock on the stream or whatever.
Thanks for not doing that.
Vindicated68, yes, that's its channel. There's the video called, well, he has a few. His videos weren't that great, to be honest, but the information therein is, in my eyes, is priceless. But anyway, awesome. I want to thank you for letting me on. Thank everybody in the chat for listening. I enjoy listening to you. You clearly, well, you have at least some understanding already, and I think you'll. How old are you now?
34.
34. Let's see. Give it. I hope we don't have to be here for another 10 years, but in another 10 years, I promise you, if you keep going this way, you'll definitely you'll figure it out. I have no doubt.
Well, I appreciate the support, and thanks for coming on and chatting with us. And everyone, I'm sure everyone enjoyed hearing what you had to say. So thank you. Oh, they're saying where's the link? They're saying where's the link?
Well, maybe I'll post it in the. Maybe you should post it. Then it's an actual link. Because when I do it,
can you Can you post it on the comment on this video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that can I. Is that allowed to post links and stuff?
I think as long as it's a YouTube video.
Wait, maybe if I do it here.
Just no dick pics.
Yeah. You don't want to see
Okay, I
it.
see it. I can see it. There it is.
But just copy paste it, I guess. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. I will finish this video that I'm making. It's like in parts, so it's got an entire playlist, whatever. Anyway,
awesome. All right, talk
See
to you
ya.
later. Thanks for coming on. All right, there's his channel. Make sure you go follow him and listen to what he has to say. And obviously, he is very knowledgeable, and his perspective is valuable. So is yours. So don't count yourself out. All right, guys, girls, NPCs, robotoids, reptilians, archons, parasites, demons, non-spiritual entities, spiritual entities, Hylics, starseeds, whoever you are. Only you know that. Bye.